Hello, this is Loryen, and you requested someone to show you what was wrong with this drawing. Now, I'll try to show you a couple of things that you can improve on this drawing. It's good, I like it. I like the idea of her jumping. It's so well executed. Now, I'd want you to keep something in mind though, and that's why I made a copy right here. The length of the arms should be I'll show you. It should go from here. That's the first segment, which is all the way up to the elbow, from the shoulder to the elbow. And then the second segment of the arm should reach your pockets, right? So like right here. But how do you figure it out? It's pretty much the same length that you have from the shoulder to the elbow. So that, and then like a tiny bit longer, which is gonna be the space for the wrist, and that's where you can put your hand, which is gonna give you the the right length for you to put your hands in your pocket. So that's the right length of the arm. So I know your arm should be like somewhere up to there. And if we're gonna continue that motion that you have, the arms should pretty much go like this. Like if she's jumping with joy, you know, we sort of like. Oh, another thing, yeah. The chest should go forward because she's well a little bit forward, upwards, I'd say, because since she's jumping, it's like she's releasing energy. Okay, how do I put this? She's releasing energy to jump upwards, and one of the things is that her body will also try to go upwards. Like if you see Iron Man flying, his body looks like that, and he's holding his hands on the side like this, and he is flying like a boss, like that. Okay? So it's like his whole body is pushing, his chest is pushing upwards, and the rest of his body is kind of going in sort of like an arrow that points down, just to give that sense of energy of going up really with a lot of strength. So I will try to do the same thing by drawing a triangle here, and you'll see that in a moment I will draw the chest as if it was a piece of paper. So basically what you did, the reason I do it this way is it allows me to think of the curve of the spine, and at the same time I can think of the chest not only as a 3D shape, because it's kinda hard sometimes depending on the position, like you can see the struggle here. It's not always easy. So I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to suggest you to do it as a piece of paper, or maybe as a line if you want. Like that's one thing I was recommended to do as well when I first started. To draw the spine as a line and then just continue it from there. Draw the limbs and stuff. Like that. Anyways, so what I'm going to do here is that you draw the the torso on this side, and it's kind of like he's looking at us, which it's okay, but clearly her face is pointing this way. So I'm going to do the same thing with the chest, just to make it look like the whole body is going in the same direction, like in the Iron Man example. So you should aim to do something like that, like right after the point of where the breasts end, a bit lower, that's where the spine starts to bend. Of course it starts a little bit earlier, because the spine just doesn't break into two parts like that. We're not robots, so it kinda starts to twist a little bit earlier. And since she's wearing a shirt, okay, you don't really, well, you don't really draw the breasts like this. They're sort of hidden within the shirt. So what you do is you draw the tip of them, of the breasts, and then you kind of go in. If you want to show the size of the breasts, then you draw it by drawing a line in the middle, or like lines in here, just to show how much the shirt's been stretched, but you don't really draw the lines of the curves. Maybe like up to there, and that's it. But for the sake of this example, I'll draw her like that. So another thing is the body should go with the motion. So since she's pointing this way, her legs are also going to go this way. Okay. And at this point we have her legs coming out like that. So that's her butt, like this, and her feet should be a little bit higher, so where the butt ends is like when you go down on your knees and you can sit on your feet like that. Know what I mean? So I'll try to do the same. Remember the leg, it's not, well, it's pretty much straight, and then on the other side it does the opposite. So it sort of goes this like this. Okay, so I'll keep that in mind while I'm drawing this. And so on this side it's kind of straight, and on this side it sort of goes like that. Maybe I overdid that a little, and there it goes. Now, one thing about women's legs is they're thick. They have a certain curve at the back, but at the front they're pretty much straight. So that's what I'm doing here on this side. The legs bend in a little, because on the other side we don't really see it, but this is what's going on. It's forming sort of like a curve out of the butt. So that is it. Whoops. And here, about the shoulders. So here they go in a little, and the neck you divided it into two, but it's actually more relaxed than that. And the chin it's like when you should try to give that pride in the jump. So the chin being very high up, and the chest out. So like, yeah, I'm a champion, I did it. So like, giving that sense of pride in the motion that she jumped. So maybe her face pointing up a little, and then the arms. Since she's a girl, I'm not gonna show her muscles too much, but here it goes out, then in, so like that. And here I'm going to add some sort of curve. Okay, so I had made another example just to show you one more thing. So I think I already mentioned it, I'm not sure, but basically this line where the breast ends is where the elbows should be. So like if she stays at ease, the elbows stay there, and then she reaches her pocket. Yes, I remember now, I said it, but just reminding you. And I did something like that in here. Let me hide this one. And what I kept in mind in this one is that a bit like wings, like if she had wings like a butt, then that's what her wings would look like, is just this stretching. So just try to imagine it that way, and then you can see like the elbow, if I come back on this side, would fall about there. So maybe this part should be a little bit longer, but that's the main idea. Another thing is her certain center line. It's not really going straight and then maybe just twisting there because of the legs. It's trying to create this sort of relaxed shape, you know, like we. So basically, if I go with the center line, you can see her spine creates that typical S curve, which will also make the movement more sexy and everything. Then with legs, I try to make it as natural as possible, not forced. It's not like she's trying to jump high, because otherwise, then the legs would be on this side, and she'd have her feet there. But actually, it's more like I'm having fun kind of jump, you know, like wee. Anyways, that's when you reach gravity zero, I guess. That moment in time when you jump and you're not falling, but you're not even going up. And yeah, so just that, create that paper shape to create the chest looking up, the neck being relaxed, her face looking kind of upwards, her arms in that. Oh, another thing. Whatever position you do, your body will always try to be in a position where it's not falling down. So one thing I've realized, if you bend your body backwards, as in trying to be in this position, okay, so with your feet being here, you will see that you fall down. You fall over. Because your spine should always be in here. That's when you're being straight. And you realize that the closer you're to this, the more balance your body will have. So as I'm drawing this pose where she's jumping, okay, let's say this person was jumping and she has her body twisted like that because she's having way too much fun. She will fall over. She will hurt herself when she touches the ground again, because we're not cats. We don't have the physical time to twist her body in the right position again. We just aren't that flexible that quickly. So even though I'm adding some twist to the body, I have to keep that center line. Oh god. There. So you did it and it's great. Just please remember that when you're adding this twist. Remember that even then she has to keep some sort of balance in the jump so she can come back to the main position. So if you think about it, even in your drawing, if the floor was here, will she have the time to come back to the normal position and fall properly? Yes, she will, because all she has to do is turn her legs this way and she'll be standing on her feet with no problem. Same with the arms. Just remember the length of the arms being that. Try to bend the arms as in going in and then out. That always gives some sort of relaxing pose to it. The shoulders and hips, try to keep that. Well, that also depends on the angle. So basically, in a pose, it's good to have the hips and shoulders inverted. That gives more of a dynamic pose. It's good. It's good to do. And this from this point of view, you don't really see it because your hips is really twisting this way. So I hope that helps. Really.